As someone who's collected EDC gear for over 10 years, it's pretty rare that something really grabs my attention as much as this Wuben X3 flashlight did, and really delivered and is continually a joy to use day in and day out. I've had a lot of really cool gear over the years that I've been excited about, but something about this flashlight is just really fun. I don't know, we'll get into it more in the video, but there's just like this novelty to it that hasn't worn off yet. And I've had it for 6 months. I use it every single day, and it's a flashlight that's very easy to figure out. And I think a lot of people will really like it. So I'm excited to tell you guys all about it and all the features and what I really love about it. So I'm going to show you everything about it now. But before I do that, I actually want to explain how this flashlight came to be. So stick with me and I'm going to explain. If you don't want to listen to this story, just use the chapter markers and skip ahead. Use the timestamps. That's the word I'm looking for. Hit those timestamps, skip the story, and go straight to the little review here. But if you want to hear how it came to be, buckle up. It's a fun little story. So this little contraption I've got here is the Phoenix E12 flashlight, and it doesn't come like this. It actually comes like this. There's not much to it. It doesn't have a pocket clip. It's just a nice little flashlight that's got 3 modes. Sorry about that, 3 modes, and it tail stands really well. It's a great light. So I kind of use this with the red diffuser for nighttime when you're creeping around the house, running to the bathroom, checking on the lumps and bumps in the night, etc. And I just really like this setup for myself. It just creates a nice little red diffused light, helps you see at nighttime. However, get kind of bored of this light after, I don't know, I think I've had it almost 10 years now. And I wanted something that was just a little bit fancier. So I just wanted to see what was out there. So I did what anyone would do. I went to Instagram and I put in a story, hey, if you guys have a recommendation for a flashlight that has a red light feature, please let me know. And I got a flurry, an absolute flurry of responses, pretty much all saying this Wuben X3. There were some other options, but this one really caught my eye. I really like the dual LED setup that it had, and I'll get into that in a second. But obviously the elephant in the room is that it's not a normal looking flashlight. So let me explain. See, this is what most flashlights look like. They're round. They have the same shape as a AA or AAA battery or whatever the weirdo rechargeable batteries names are. However, this is not a normal flashlight. This is pretty much a square flashlight. It's very similar in shape to a 9-volt battery. So it's really interesting because if you can get past this, and I think most people will be able to, depending on your use case, then I think this flashlight has a lot to offer. So I've got 2 versions here. I actually own a 3rd version. That's how much I like this light. But one is black, as you can see, and one is white. The white one actually glows in the dark, which is really cool. I'll get to that later. But as you might see, the LEDs are on different sides. But no, they're not different models. It's the same model. They just feature a swivel head design, which I'll get into in a second. First things first, let's take a look at this dual LED design, because that's obviously probably the reason why you're going to get this light. So if you hold your finger down, you get red, and if you just tap quickly, you get white light. So it has a memory, so wherever you left it last for that specific color, it will go back to it. So if you hold down your finger, it will cycle through 150, 150, or you can just tap through, but you have to hold your finger down for a second. And if you're either on or off, you double tap, you can get to 700 spicy little lumens there. And then when you turn it off, it'll go back to the standard modes, not the turbo mode. And you can also double tap from within being on to get to that 700. If you want to access red, you hold your finger down and then you'll get red. And again, it'll go to whatever you had it at last. So it has 1 lumen and then 80 lumens. I thought 1 lumen wasn't going to be bright enough, but I actually think it's too bright sometimes. So I end up covering the LED up if I'm trying not to wake my baby up, and I actually have to cover up this little white light on the LED here, which is very bright. It's not actually bright, but in pitch darkness, if your eyes are adjusted to darkness, it might actually feel bright. So it's kind of hard to explain until you actually use it, but it's pretty amazing. So while we're on the topic of the LED screen, to me this is a huge feature and I think it's amazing. So let's take a look. So you see there, it says LV1, level 1, and then when you hit the second one, it's LV2. And obviously this is actually red light, it's just super overexposed, which is why it looks orange or yellow. It's very, very red in real life. So you can see 80 LM for lumens. You have the battery life up there, which is about 50%. I will say the battery life is pretty phenomenal on this thing. I use it every day. And then, yeah, go back to that and it says level 1 and then level 2. So then when I tap on the white light, you've got level 1, 1 lumen, level 2, 50 lumens, level 3, 150 lumens. One of the things that drives me crazy about standard flashlights that are pretty much most flashlights, because not many flashlights have an LED with any kind of indicator on it. Sometimes you turn a flashlight on and you go, is this medium or high? And you kind of have to cycle through it and look at the brightness on your hand. And some flashlights, like this one, if the battery gets low, it'll kill the high, and then it'll just be low and medium again. So you don't really know what mode you're on. You don't know where the battery status is. So having this feature is tremendous for me. And even though I'm just using it at home most of the time, it's just nice to know where you stand with your battery level and your power level and all that. So it's just really nice to have it. I think it's an amazing feature. And this is kind of what separates it from a lot of other flashlights. It gets better. So this little swivel head technology feature is pretty amazing in my opinion. I think it's really cool. It totally changes the game, because I have flashlights that are straight out the front or, you know, the 90-degree situation, but I don't have anything that can change up on you at the flick of the wrist here. But by the way, it says, actually, if you look right there, there's a little note that says like and subscribe if you like these kind of videos, because there's going to be more in the future. But yeah, so if you have this turned on, it's on 50 lumens right now, just so it shows up bright, but not too bright for this video. You can have it, let me take this away because it won't stand up on this fabric. But yeah, you can have this in front of you and you can work on something. You can also lay it down, I suppose, but yeah, if you need it to be a little bit off the surface, it's easier. But yeah, you can walk with it like this, you can walk with it like this in front of you. It depends on how you want to do it. However, where things get really interesting is when you look at this really well-made pocket clip that's almost hidden, I want to say, because it's so low profile. You can actually use this in a bunch of different scenarios. I mean, it's really as limited to what this can fit on. So you can put this on the brim of a hat, and then you are hands-free to work on some stuff without having to obviously hold the light. And you can also do it on the hat with it pointing out in front of you. Like if you had to do something on the wall and you're just kind of in a dark spot, you wish you had a little bit more light to screw in that AC vent. It's just nice to have that option. You can put it on a backpack, sternum strap. You can put it on the front of your pants pocket if you're walking, which probably would be weird, but you know, if you're in a jam, it might help you get out of a jam. These two little things down here are magnets, so this will let you secure this to any metal surface that is magnetic, and also this is how this light charges. So let me just show you guys a quick example here with this microphone. So you could easily put this, if you're trying to do something with your car, you want to check out the engine inside or check on a flat, you could throw this on the side of your car and it would do you a lot of good. And again, you're in a hands-free situation, so that's really nice. How strong is the magnet? I think this surface is kind of slippery, so not the strongest situation here, but you know, I'm shaking it a little bit and it's not flying off, so I think it's pretty good. Again, when you have these options, it's just nice to have some different ways that you can use this, have some options. So I think it's really good. So let's move on to charging. So when you go to buy one of these lights, you have to make a decision. Do you want the light and the charging case, or do you want the light and the charging base? I have some thoughts on this. So when I bought it, at first I bought it with this case because I thought this is going to make it so much easier. I just pop it in there. This already has battery stored in it. And this is really great if you're traveling, if you don't have an extra battery bank. You can actually use this as a battery bank. And this is $20 more than this little base. If you camp, you can turn the light on. Let me show you instead of just talking about it. You can keep the light facing forward. And when this is on here, you click it in and you turn it on and you have a diffused light. And you can obviously do that with the red as well. I don't camp. I'll never sleep outside. It doesn't seem pleasant to me. So this is kind of unnecessary in my opinion. And I think if I was traveling to, let's say, another country and I knew I was going to be using this light a lot, I would literally just bring this. Here's why. First of all, the $20 aside, if they were the same price, I think I'd still get this. This is 4.8 ounces and it's quite large, right? This is 0.4 ounces. It weighs literally almost nothing. I'm like, where is the electronics in this thing? It literally, it feels like a piece of plastic. There's nothing there, which obviously, you know, I wouldn't run it over with a car. It's not going to be durable, but then again, neither would this. So by the way, build quality on this, phenomenal. I think they did an amazing job with this. That's just a by the way. And it's waterproof, which I haven't had to test, but that'd be great to, you know, to have that feature again, if you're camping or something like that. So I think this is overkill in my opinion. You can save $20 by bringing this with you on a trip, and you're already going to have a USB-C charging cable for the myriad of products and, you know, tech that you have with you anyway. So to me, throw this in your bag and you don't have to stress about anything. The battery life is great, but if you're going to be using it heavily, it will wear down after a while. One of the cool things while it charges, obviously I don't have this plugged in, so I'll show you this. While it's charging, it tells you the exact battery percent, and it has a little lightning bolt to indicate that it's charging, along with that like blinky animation that's happening there. So it's really cool. This has a battery built into it, obviously, which is why you can charge it without having it plugged in. And you just charge that with this. So pretty simple little setup. So either way, you really can't go wrong. But again, my preference is I would say save the $20, buy yourself some Muji pens or whatever with the extra money, or just save it like a smart person. But yeah, this is the way, in my opinion. Okay, so I'm in the dark because I wanted to illustrate something for you guys and show you a couple of pro tips. So when you first get this light, if I remember correctly, it's going to be locked, meaning when you go to turn it on, press the little button, you're going to see this little lock icon. It's going to annoy you and you're going to wonder how to correct that, undo it. So all you have to do is press 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, and then the light is on. We're looking at this white one, the glow-in-the-dark version, and you're looking at it going, wow, that's a lot of blue lights inside of it. What is that about? So they actually all have that. So the black one, it's way more subdued because it's got this clear black, which, by the way, how cool is that? You know, the clear tech kind of vibe, 90s nostalgia. I love it personally. However, I don't love wasting battery. So the first thing I wanted to know is, can you turn this blue light off? And the answer is absolutely you can, which I recommend, unless you like that techie vibe and you want to feel like you're in Minority Report or whatever. So what you do is you press this 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I don't know, I haven't like done a test to see how much battery that saves, but I imagine it's better than, you know, having it turned on. And again, for my use case of not wanting to wake my baby up, I think it's better to have less lights on, but it is kind of cool. And there is like a little novelty to that, which again, it doesn't really get old. It's really cool to see glowing plastic, I guess. We're all just a bunch of little goldfish swimming around a bowl at the end of the day. Anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, so you've got that and you're in good shape. I would like to now demonstrate to you how much this glows in the dark. It is actually tremendous. I love it so much. So give me 2 seconds. I'm going to be right back. So I had to do this with B-roll because it wasn't showing up on my camera the way I had wanted it to, but you can see here that this glow in the dark vibe is just, it's really nice. It's not insane, but it's enough to let you see, hey, the light is over here, don't step on it. Or if you dropped it at a campsite or something like that, you know, just using the light will kind of generate it a little bit. So it's just a nice feature to have. I think it's really cool. Plus, glow in the dark stuff is just awesome. So if you guys are interested in picking one of these up, there's actually a few other colors, and I'll list them on the screen now so you can see what they are. And I don't know if all of them come with the different base and case options, but you can go to my link below, which is an affiliate link, no extra cost to you, but it helps out the channel when you use it. And you can see all the different options they have. I will say they frequently have 20% off for these lights. So you can get the light plus the base, not the case, but the little base that I showed you, for as low as like around 65 bucks, which I think is an awesome deal. And like I said, this light is a joy to use. It's very reliable. It's built really solid, and I just really like it. I'm really impressed with it. And again, it's been a really long time since something kind of, you know, made me feel like a little kid, like a spy, you know, like you're using a spy toy or something like that. So it's a really fun little flashlight. It works awesome, and I got nothing but nice things to say about it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. Leave a comment if you have this light, if you're thinking about getting this light, or if you bought a light because of this video. So I'd be curious to know what you think about yours and what your other favorite flashlights are. So drop a comment below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.